Hello, honey. So do you have any good news for me?
Hi, Mom. What do you mean? What kind of good news?
Maybe a new job, a promotion, a nice girl that you have met.
You know, sometimes people's mothers contact them just to ask how they are doing. It wouldn't hurt for you to contact me just for that purpose sometimes.
I did hear a little something about you seeing a certain someone.
Have you been stalking and spying on me through people again? That is beyond creepy. We talked about this.
I had a gut feeling, and then I asked around just to confirm it. Mothers just know what their kids are up to.
Well, if you must know, I'm seeing someone, but it's not as serious yet.
Oh, so there really is someone? I was just bluffing, but seems it got the truth out.
Yeah, I know. I just feel it's better you hear it from me. My classmates and acquaintances make fun of me when you try to use them to spy on me. Can you please just stop that?
So when am I going to meet this special someone?
Not until it's serious enough. This overbearing attitude is the reason why I won't let you meet or hear about anyone I am seeing.
What do you mean by overbearing? I deserve to know who my children are seeing. I am a mother, after all.
Mom, you're the reason Nina's relationships don't last. Even her recent boyfriend wanted out because you were not giving them any privacy. You insisted on getting involved in their relationship even when Nina begged you to stay away.
What an accusation. Your sister has poor taste in men. Goodness, she always picks men that not only have commitment issues but financial issues as well.
There's no better way to scare off your daughter's partner than to start lecturing him on how he should be earning lots of money and financially supporting his girlfriend and her mother. And on top of that, give them zero space.
I'm just looking out for my daughter. A real man should be able to provide for the family. I'm just trying to guarantee Nina has that.
Nina tried her best not to let you get in the way, but you certainly did your part in driving a wedge between them. And this is why it's best not to let you come near our relationships. You always get over-involved.
I have always taught you two to choose financially responsible partners. It will only do you both good in the long run. I am just trying to ensure that happens, especially when it comes to Nina. Hey, honey, why don't you and that lovely girlfriend of yours join us for a family dinner again on Sunday? I can't believe you came alone last time.
Look, Mom, I stand by what I said. You will meet my girlfriend on my terms when it's the right time.
You're being stubborn again. Nothing is stopping me from finding the girl and introducing myself, so don't play smart with me.
Mom, that would be wrong on so many levels. You wouldn't dare.
I won't, but I'm just saying that I always can.
You will stay out of my relationship. I will not have you getting involved the way you are involved in all of Nina's relationships.
Ha ha ha! We will see. Your sister found such a nice man this time. I am so proud of her. I'm just making sure your girl is good enough for you.
Mom, I found it absolutely disgusting how you were being sickly sweet to Henry just because he is from a rich family. There you go again, flushing all your values down the drain.
Henry is a wonderful man from such a polished family. What's wrong with feeling good when my daughter makes a great choice in regard to something?
Just because his family owns a chain of popular fast food restaurants, he's a great choice.
Isn't it wonderful? He will inherit everything one day, and Nina will be set for life. I am so proud of her.
That's sick. I really didn't like the way he was behaving with Nina. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it was making me really uncomfortable. And there you were brushing his ego constantly while completely ignoring Nina.
Wow, jealous much are we? You should be completely ecstatic that your sister found her soulmate. He is everything a man should be and more.
Don't let him flatter you with presents. I'm telling you the guy gives me the creeps.
He is the only man Nina has ever brought home that could stand all that I had to tell him.
And that is part of the problem.
Now all that is left is to evaluate the girl you are seeing.
You will see her when I decide. That is final.
Oh, come on! At least tell me something about her. It has been such a long time since you have given me any kind of good news.
Okay, fine. But you have to promise me that you won't try to get over-involved, okay?
I won't.
All right, then. Her name is Ivy. She is a business graduate. She is the sweetest, kindest, most selfless girl I have ever met, and I really think there isn't much time till I will finally introduce her to you guys.
That's interesting. She has degree, so that's a good thing. But I am still not sure if she is a worthy partner. I mean, all that isn't really enough, is it? What is she bringing to the table? How will she benefit our family?
Again with that materialistic talk. It should be enough for you that she makes me happy. Mom, if you keep up this behavior, I will never introduce Ivy to you. I am not like Nina. I will not let you interfere in my relationships.
Okay, fine. You can introduce me to her whenever you want.
Mom, I can't believe you.
And I can't believe what you did. You are engaged to that Mother Teresa girl, and you still haven't introduced her to me.
Her name is Ivy, and she is my wife now, and I will never introduce her to you, especially after what you did.
You got married! That stubborn girl! She went ahead and married you after I warned her to stay away.
Stop trying to change the subject. I can't believe you tracked down my girlfriend and actually threatened her. How could you do something so vile? You actually told her to her face that she was a destitute, gold-digging orphan?
I told her the truth. She is not good enough for you. Divorce her immediately.
Are you in your senses? I'm not going to divorce my wife just because you said so. My wife and I are not going to forgive you for what you did to her.
Wake up, boy. She works full-time at a charity organization. She has a business degree, and she works at a charity rather than getting a real job. She is clearly living off you, and her good-for-nothing parents did the same foolish volunteer work before they died. This is a penniless family that will cause you lifelong problems.
I can't believe you think like this. As per usual, all you think about is money. Well, let me give you some clarification, and then maybe you will feel some remorse for what you did. Ivy works for a charity owned by her extended family. Her parents were philanthropists, and she works as a marketing and communications manager for the charity. She is not simply a volunteer, and neither were her parents.
A family of philanthropists, you say? Why, she must be loaded. From what she told me, I thought the foolish girl was doing volunteer work for next to nothing.
With the way you ambushed her and started attacking her for being with your son, I'm not surprised she wasn't able to explain more clearly. But it doesn't matter whether she does volunteer work or comes from a family of philanthropists. That should not affect your attitude towards her. I am utterly disgusted by what you did, and you will never get to know my wife.
Oh, please. At least let me try to make amends. I am your mother. I was looking out for you. That's all. You can't keep me away from your wife. You are going to have kids someday. You can't just keep your family away from me. I will be a grandmother.
I have already made my decision. I regret even telling you her name. Had I kept that detail from you, you might not have been able to track her down and traumatize her like that. Well, I wasn't here to talk to you about my wife. What I am more concerned about is Nina.
What about Nina? She's doing great. She had some problems with Henry, but I sorted those out. The silly girl actually thought of breaking up with him.
Yeah, that. How could you stop her from breaking things off with Henry? Nina came to our ceremony and she had a black eye and bruises.
How could you have a wedding ceremony and not even invite me? Your own mother!
Didn't I just say I married Ivy and you weren't invited? It was a small, intimate ceremony with only close friends and family. You weren't invited because of what you did to Ivy. Back to the point. Aren't you least bit concerned about Nina's injuries?
Well, I know nothing about those, so I can't say anything.
Are you for real? She told me everything. Henry is abusive, and she tried to break things off with him, but you wouldn't let her.
She was running her smart mouth again, so he must have lost his temper, that's all. No reason to throw away a perfectly good relationship. I assure you he loves her very much. He is always buying her things.
You can't be serious! No man is allowed to injure his partner, no matter how much she runs her mouth. Nina is in danger, and she needs to leave this man now. You are not going to interfere.
Nonsense. He is going to propose to her soon. He bought me a lovely new necklace to celebrate. It's super expensive and so beautiful. I would have worn it to your wedding had you invited me. Maybe learn a thing or two from your brother-in-law. You haven't gifted me anything to celebrate your wedding.
Mom, would you really let your daughter be beaten black and blue by a man just because he has money? Is money really that important to you? Nina is in a toxic relationship, and we need to help her.
If she keeps her mouth shut, she won't have any problems. Henry always shows me respect. Ivy, on the other hand, has taken away my only son. You are the one with the toxic partner.
I really need some space from you right now. Your thought process is really something else.
I did it. I broke things off with Henry and I told Mom I was done with him and she can't make me go back to him anymore.
Good job. I am proud of you. Maybe she doesn't understand because she's old-fashioned and thinks the most important thing about a man is to be able to provide. But it is in no way acceptable for someone to treat you the way Henry treated you, no matter how rich he was.
I was feeling suffocated with him. He was so controlling and toxic. I really couldn't take it anymore. Every time I would confess my desire and plan to leave Henry, Mom would talk me out of it. He even cheated on me a couple of times.
You did good. Mom is going to sulk for a while, but she will forget soon. I know men like Henry. They don't stay single for long. He will move on with someone else and Mom will forget about him. You focus on your healing.
I definitely will. I feel he's left me broken. I have to get myself back together and hopefully move to my own place.
How are you doing?
I am okay. Sometimes I miss Henry. He tries to talk me into getting back together, but I am smart enough not to fall for his charm. I am trying to stay busy, but I feel dizzy and nauseous.
Sometimes sadness manifests as physical symptoms. You will get over it in time. How is Mom doing?
She is being sulky and brings up Henry from time to time, or insists I find ways to make more money and be of use. So she's just like she has always been.
I see. Well, keep your distance and stay busy.
She is going on about you and Ivy as well. She is going around telling everyone how Ivy stole her only son. She tells anyone who would listen how much her kids have disappointed her. Her daughter only likes deadbeat men, and her son cut off contact with her after he married a girl she didn't like.
Tell me about it. I had to block her number. We got so many blackmailing, harassing messages from Mom. She's been spreading all kinds of rumors about us.
Wait till you see the social media rants. She puts up so many rants about her ungrateful son and his evil wife. She goes on about how she raised her kids as a single mother and provided for them, and they grew up only to hurt and disappoint her. Most people steer clear of engaging with her.
Yikes. Mom is really acting crazy. But I can't make the mistake of letting her into my life. I simply can't risk it. She's only going to take away my peace. Besides, I really don't want stress out Ivy in her condition.
Is she...
We are expecting a boy.
Wow, congratulations! That's wonderful news. I'm going to come and stay with you when the baby is born, maybe help you guys out a bit too, if it's okay with you guys.
That would be wonderful, just please don't let Mom know.
I won't.
Mom, have you been aware that Nina has not been feeling well for the past year?
Well, would you look who's here? Fancy hearing from you after such a long time. Wouldn't it be more appropriate to beg for my forgiveness after all that you did to hurt me?
Mom, don't stray off topic. This is serious.
Good heavens! She hasn't been herself since she left Henry. It's probably her body telling her that she needs to get back together with him.
Whose body works like that? I'm referring to her constant nausea and dizziness, and she's been vomiting too from time to time. Did you notice it all?
It's probably because she is so lazy. Laziness does that to people. Laziness, heartbreak, and the lack of success all contribute to mental problems. And then people start to feel it in their body.
The symptoms are real. She went to see the doctor and found out that there was some nasty stuff in her system. Toxic stuff, too much of it, and she could have died.
She has always been a drama queen. I don't even know where she headed off to.
And you know what? She felt much better when she spent a month with Ivy and me after the baby was born.
What? You had baby? You are keeping my grandkid from me. When did this happen? How dare you deprive me the joy of getting to know my grandchild?
And you will never get to know my baby. So, Nina began to notice that her symptoms were worse after she ate food cooked by you. So she set up a hidden camera.
What are you implying?
What she discovered next caused her to call me frantically, crying. I told her to leave everything and move in with me. And that's why you haven't seen her for a couple of days. I think you have finally lost your mind, Mom.
I see what's going on. So the two of you have come together to conspire against me?
The footage shows you putting rat poison in Nina's food. I can't believe how unremorseful you sound.
I was trying to discipline her. She was running her mouth and not looking for better jobs. It was just for a while. I wanted her to realize that Henry was good for her, that she felt sick without him.
You are sick! You forced your daughter to stay in an abusive relationship and tried to poison her when she left it, all because of your greed.
Stop making mountains out of molehills. I didn't cause any real damage. I just used a little bit. I did it for her own good. Stop trying to make me look evil.
Explain that to the authorities. Mom was arrested and put on trial and sentenced to prison for several years. The court issued a restraining order to protect Roby and Nina from their mother. She lost both her children. Her family and friends were disgusted with her and shunned her completely. The case made it to the local news and everyone found out about her crime. Mom was left alone and destitute. Her overbearing and control-freak attitude finally resulted in her losing everything. She grew old alone and became a bitter old lady. Roby lived a good life with his wife and had more children. Nina didn't let her mother's values affect her and eventually found a nice, caring man and lived a happy, fulfilling life with him.